There once was a rabbi. He loved the scripture. He loved to read it, memorize it, talk about it, everything. But most of all, he loved to teach it. One morning as he was walking to meet with his disciples, he was doing what rabbis do. He was mulling over the scripture that would be the lesson of the day. As he continued down the path, he became so lost in the text that he didn't realize that he had passed the fork in the road and had unintentionally walked up on a Roman guardhouse. The Roman soldier, alerted by a stranger, came out and yelled, "Who are you? Why are you here?" The rabbi, startled out of his study, begins to try to understand his surroundings, but he takes a bit too long. And the soldier calls out again, this time with a little more urgency, "Who are you? Why are you here?" This time, the rabbi responded calmly, "How much do you get paid to ask such questions?" Now a bit confused himself, the soldier answered, 3 denarii a day. Not sure why he was still yelling. Then the rabbi said, "I'll give you twice that if every morning you stand at the door of my home and ask me those same 2 questions. Who are you? Why are you here?" Isn't this really the question deep within us? Isn't this what all the other questions and goals, relationship, and wondering is all about? Aren't we really just wondering, is this it? Is this the sum of my life? What am I made for? Isn't there something more? What's the meaning of life? All of it, at least for me, comes down to my identity and my purpose. Who are you? And why are you here? I once read that people either live as if they have a home or they live as if they don't. Maybe the truth is, when we begin to know our purpose and our identity, we've found our way home. As disciples of Jesus, we need to remember, we are sons and daughters of the King. Without this, we live a sort of homeless life with orphaned hearts. And these orphaned hearts may make us feel that we have to fight for our place, that we have to get our own because no one else will, or that there is a limited supply of everything, so we better do whatever it is we need to get our share. It's generally a miserable life.
In the Gospel of Luke, after Jesus tells a story about a lost sheep and a lost coin, he talks about a son who demands his inheritance from his father, which is essentially saying to his father, "Dad, I wish you were dead." The father does exactly what is asked, and he gives the son an advance on his inheritance. The son takes and spends the provision, believing that he knows what is best. Meanwhile, back at the farm, the elder son stays put, serving the father, but never really understanding what his father is about. When the younger son runs out of funds, he returns to the father, who runs to welcome him home with open arms and instructs the servants to make preparations for a party. As a parent, I don't think I would have responded that way. This father certainly does not practice authority the way that I do. He's not controlling or angry or even manipulative. From the beginning, this father is different. He is generous. He does not take offense, and he is beyond hospitable. He is more interested in his children inheriting identity than property. A man who loved the story of the prodigal son was Henry Nouwen. Nouwen wrote, "The only authority this father claims for himself is the authority of compassion, always waiting, always hoping. His only desire is to bless. The father doesn't correct, or set straight, or reprimand, or even say, 'I told you so.' His only desire is to say good things and to celebrate. That is a father worth knowing and maybe even becoming."
Somehow, we have this backwards or upside down in our contemporary version of faith. We're told that God is the powerful ruler of the world that we should worship, when really, he might rather be the Father that radically loves us and wants us to live from that love, to join in the work of the renewal of all things. If this relationship is out of order, almost everything can be confused.
When God is the ruler, our goal is to be useful servants. But when God is the Father, our goal is to be loving, even obedient sons and daughters. After all, this means that we are royalty, and we discover that why we are here is to join the King in the renewal of all things.
So who am I? A son.
And a daughter. Why am I here? To live into the inheritance.
And join in the Father's business. Who are you?
And why are you here?